First of all, tell me about your upbringing here in Rome and in Harriman, because there's some historic schools. I've heard about the Campbell High School and
Yeah.
just with integration, because you were born during during segregation and things like that, and the Great Depression was in those eras in that time. So tell us about growing up here in Rome County and the integration with the schools.
Okay, well, I was born, well, you know, I started school here in Harriman, and it was a Jameson school. Of course, I started when I was about 3 or 4 years of age, probably younger than that. And we had to walk to school from Crosstown all the way to the school, and it was about a mile and a half, you might say. But otherwise, we had to pass a white school going to a black school.
Yes.
You see. So that was an underprivileged thing at the most because of the weather that we had to go to. But anyhow, I went through Jameson till the 8th grade, and Pastor Davis, he was a principal at the school at that particular time. Of course, he passed on, but yes, I did transfer to Rockwood. Rockwood. So I was in Rockwood from 8th grade until the 12th grade, which I passed, and I graduated in 1948.
Okay.
And so I came home, I worked at home in the summertime. Worked for rich people like the Hosher Mill, Tallwaters, on the Hosher Mill over there on Rome Street, not on Rome Street, but going towards Olive Springs. And it was there, and I worked for him and worked for his wife. And so I started out working in the garden. You know,
okay, I was going to ask you what kind of work did you do for them? Yes.
Yeah, in the garden, working in the garden, and pick peas, whatever vegetables down there. Anyhow, then she brought me into the house and taught me how to wait tables and things, what you do, you know, when people come in. And so I did that. And so I was about 12 years of age at that particular time.
Okay.
And started working. Of course, I had finished school here, but I worked about 12 years. And so after after school was over, I still worked for her. And I worked for her for about 30 some odd years.
Really?
That's the daddy, the mama, and the daughter.
Okay.
Yeah, and Polly, she died about 2 or 3 years ago, and her daughter took over, and she worked. I don't know, she didn't work, but she lived in South Carolina.
Okay.
She had to run back and forth to South Carolina all the time, and I stayed down, worked for her, and until she had a stroke.
Okay.
She died. So. And that dealt with that, but then still I worked for her by working for K25.
Oh.
Yeah, at K25. And by working K25, working day shift, then I got set up as a supervisor, and I was on the shift. 3 days, 5.
Yes.
Morning, evening, and night.
Yes.
So on midnights, we worked, and when Saturday night came up and worked on Saturday night, I would leave early in order to make my broadcast.
Okay.
It was Sunday morning, 8 o'clock.
Yes.
No, I never was late.
That's right.
There. And so I put more effort in that than working. But I had a duty, the Lord gave me a little duty to be a minister, to spread the gospel.
Yes.
In ministry. And that's what I did for 65 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. And so that's what I'm doing. So anyhow, but otherwise singing in a group, singing in a quartet, we had programs practically every Sunday night. We had somebody to draw us off. We'd be in another town somewhere. Matter of fact, we was sent off to Cleveland, Ohio, won second place at 5-Star Jubilee, singing that time. And singing like that. And then I left at 5-Star Jubilees and went to Kingston at the Spiritual Harmonizer. Then the Spartan boys died there, so me and Roy got up to Men of Praise, and we started singing there. And so we just stopped singing. And so actually, I've been through a lot of things.
Yes, sir.
Then I left here in '55, I believe it was, and joined the Birmingham Blackburns quartet.
Now you graduated in 19 what?
48.
And so what did you do immediately after you graduated from high school?
Okay, I got a scholarship to Morris Brown College.
Okay.
Yeah, Morris Brown College. I was in church that Sunday and singing in the choir. There's a bunch of guys in the choir. We sang, and the ushers came and said, "Some man out here wants to see you." And I said, "I wonder who it was." So I went out there, and it was Coach Graves' brother, and Coach Thompson. He was a basketball coach, and Coach Graves is a football coach. And we stood there and I said, "I got a scholarship for you." I don't know who represented me. And you want to go to Morris Brown College? I said, "Yeah, right off the map, you know." And I accepted.
Yes.
And it wasn't 2 weeks. I was in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
Yeah, practicing football from 6 o'clock in the morning until we practiced about a couple of hours, 2 hours, 3 hours, something like that. Then get off and go back at 2 o'clock in the evening. And we were practicing on a red clay field. Red clay field. And that dirt would eat you up. Usually when you go to bed at nighttime and wake up in the morning, that sheet's just as red as it can be, all that dirt on there.
So
but anyhow,
that red Georgia clay.
Yeah, Georgia clay.
That's right.
And so we practiced football good. And so the first game we had was Tuskegee. That's the first game I played in, first season. And the first half, Alice Coaching was there.
Okay.
Tuskegee, she was a runner, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. She was there that halftime. I didn't get a chance to see her when she was there. And they told me she outrun a horse on the football field.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that day she run over me. I wasn't there, but we didn't come out. We couldn't come out of the dugout. I mean, out of the change house anyhow. So when the game took place on the field, and the second half started, and the coach said, "I want you to go in and play left forward, left halfback." I said, "Okay." That's my first game in.
Okay.
It wasn't about 15, 20 minutes. The game started. The Tuskegee quarterback throw the pass. I intercepted.
All right.
Went up the sideline 100 yards.
Wow.
And the next morning they had my paper all in the paper, Atlanta Journal, all that Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah, it had me all in place. And I said, "Why do it?" It made it was just exotic. It was good.
That's all right.
And so I started out, so I stayed there, and we had won the championship in 1950.
Okay.
We was the national champion in 1950. And of course I left there, I had a couple of years ago. I left there in Solomon and I got married.
Okay.
So moved to Athens, Georgia. Me and my wife, and we had a couple of children up there, so back then. And
How'd you meet your wife?
in the school.
In college?
In college,
Okay.
yeah, Morrisman. Yeah, she was in college. She was from Athens, Georgia.
Okay.
And so we left there. Well, she didn't want. Well, we wanted to stay in. We wanted to live in Atlanta, but she didn't want to live in Atlanta. Yeah, I don't know where she wanted to live, but she didn't want to live in Atlanta. So we went back to Georgia, and so Athens, Georgia, and we left there and come this way. So we come home, and I couldn't find no job back then.
Yes.
And had to go to Y12 to get a job, and so I got a job at Y12 working in the janitor department. And I stayed there, I don't know how long I stayed there. I said about 5 or 6 years, then I got laid off. They were laying people off back there. There was a lot of people there. And I got laid off, and then I went to X10. I got the X10 building on the Y12 area.
Yes.
And I worked there for about 5 or 6 years probably. And that's when I got transferred to K25. And I started working K25, and I was down there about 39 years, 30-some odd years, yeah.
Now this Y12 and K25, do you know how it came about with some of these names? Because it sounds like you're speaking in code. This is all part of the secret city.
Yeah.
Where the nuclear sites.
Yeah, nuclear site.